You're doing everything right as a trader. You've got the strategy, you understand the markets, but somehow, consistent profits still slip through your fingers. It's like there's an invisible wall holding you back. Today, I'm sharing 5 transformative lessons from legendary traders that can help any trader break through those unseen barriers and finally become consistently profitable. If you're ready to break the endless cycle of frustration and unlock your true trading potential, stick with me. Lesson number 1. You can't control the market. This is the first and maybe the hardest truth every trader must accept. When we start trading, many of us believe we can predict the market. We think that if we learn enough technical analysis and use many indicators, we'll know where the price will go. But experienced traders understand something very important. In the market, anything can happen. There are no guarantees. Let's say you see a good pattern on the chart. Maybe a head and shoulders, a trendline breakout, or a nice order block. You've seen this setup in books or courses, and it gives you a clear buy signal. You enter the trade, and the price goes up. You make a good profit. Everything works exactly as you expected, and you feel confident. But the next week, the same setup happens again. Same pattern, same chart, same conditions. You enter again with the same confidence. But this time, the market does the complete opposite. Instead of going up, price drops. Your stop gets hit, and you take a loss. Why? Because in trading, nothing is 100% certain, and you can't control the market. You can do the best analysis, check the news, review all the details, and convince yourself, this trade has to work. Everything points to a bullish move. But all it takes is a few big players entering the market in the opposite direction, with enough volume to flip the entire trend. They can turn a strong uptrend into a brutal downtrend in just minutes. Or maybe something unexpected happens. A war begins, a politician posts something on X, or a company gets caught in a big scandal. Suddenly, the market changes in seconds, just like that. So, the first step to becoming a profitable trader is accepting this truth. You can't control the market, and anything can happen here. No matter how good you are, no matter how much you study technical or fundamental analysis, you'll never have full control, and you'll never be 100% sure. Letting go of the need for control and embracing uncertainty is the key to breaking free from fear, hesitation, and emotional decisions. Once you truly get this, you'll stop chasing the magic formula or the 100% win rate strategy, because you'll understand they don't exist. Lesson number 2. Control yourself, not the market. Now that we've accepted we can't control the market, here's the real question. What can we control? The answer is simple. Ourselves. And this is where things get interesting. Think about it. Our entire lives, from childhood to adulthood, we've lived in structured environments full of rules, limits, and external control. From the first day of school, we were told when to arrive, where to sit, what to read, and what to wear. In college, at work, even at home, there was always someone setting limits and telling us what to do or not to do. A teacher assigning homework, a boss setting deadlines, a parent enforcing rules, or a cop enforcing laws. We grew up under external control and we got used to it. Then we enter the markets, a world of total freedom. No one tells us when to buy, when to sell, how much to risk per trade, or when to exit a trade. There are no restrictions, no rules, no one watching over us. And even if we make a mistake, there's no one to stop us, correct us, or call us out. And this unlimited freedom, it might sound great, but for many traders, especially those used to external control, it's dangerous. Why? Because most of us aren't used to this level of freedom and we abuse it. We start overtrading, taking unreasonable risks, or revenge trading after a loss. When the market goes against us, we feel the need to do something, to fight back, to regain control, to prove ourselves, and that's when we self-destruct. So, what's the solution? How do professional traders stay disciplined in this lawless environment? They build an edge, a trading system, a set of clear and predefined rules for entry, exit, and risk management. This system acts as your inner police, enforcing discipline so you don't drown in the ocean of freedom. Your trading system answers every question in advance. What conditions must be met before I enter a trade? Which time frame should I trade? What assets fit my strategy? Where do I place my stop loss and take profit? How much do I risk per trade? How many trades am I allowed per day, week, or month? And etc. By removing emotional decision making, your system frees you from the pressure of live trading. Your only job? Execute like a robot. So stop wasting energy trying to predict or control the market. It's a losing battle. Instead, focus on what you can control: your system, your discipline, your emotions. Build a good trading system, stick to it, and never let the market's freedom trick you into self-sabotage. The market is chaos. Your system is order. Master one to conquer the other. Lesson number 3. Let your trading system do its job. All right, we've built our trading system and established our rules. Now comes the most critical phase. It's time to stick to the plan and let our trading system work its magic. This is where most traders mess up. Even if they get 10 winning trades in a row, they start believing it's because of their genius trading skills. But the moment they hit 3 or 4 losing trades, suddenly their strategy becomes useless in their eyes, and they abandon it to chase the next shiny strategy. Here's the hard truth. 3 or 4 consecutive losses are completely normal. They happen to every strategy and every trader, without exception. But many beginner traders are still chasing the holy grail of trading, a strategy with 100% win rate and 0 losses. Let me burst that bubble. It doesn't exist. The only place you'll find that fantasy is in your sweet dreams, or in the ads of some fake Forex guru selling a 100% win rate strategy next to his rented Lamborghini. Remember, each trade is just one of your next 30, 50, or even 100 trades. Win or lose, it's just a small part of a much bigger picture. So stop judging your strategy based on just a few trades. Think of a casino. They know they might lose on any single round of roulette. A lucky player might even win 10 times in a row, but the casino doesn't panic and they keep playing. Why? Because they know the math is on their side and they trust their statistical edge. Those 1 or 2 green pockets on the wheel give the casino a higher probability of winning in the long run than the players. And over thousands of spins, that small edge guarantees their profit. Trading works the same way. A single trade means nothing. Even 5 or 10 trades mean nothing. Your edge only reveals itself over 20 or 30 trades. You can't judge yourself or your system after 1 or 2 or 5 trades. That's not how probability works. You need to focus on the big picture. Is your strategy profitable over a large sample size? Is your equity curve trending upward long term? If the answer is yes, then trust your system and keep going. Stop changing strategies. Stop doubting. Let your edge play out over time. Think of it like a marathon. You're not trying to sprint ahead with every single step. And yes, sometimes you'll even trip and fall, but your goal is to reach the finish line and win the whole race. That discipline, that patience, and that trust in your system. That's what separates profitable traders from the losing crowd. Lesson number 4. Losses are the cost of doing business. This is one of the hardest truths for many traders to accept, but understanding it can completely transform your mindset. Most of us grew up being taught that we shouldn't make mistakes. Mistakes are bad, and we must always do everything perfectly. And that mindset follows us into trading, where we start seeing losses as failures or mistakes. But this mindset will cripple your trading career. Professional traders understand this clearly. Losses in trading aren't mistakes. They are just the cost of doing business. Think about it like this. Let's say you run a grocery store, a coffee shop, or any kind of business. To make a profit, you first need to pay your costs: rent, inventory costs, employee salaries, utility bills, and etc. You can't run a business with 0 costs. And trying to do that would make it impossible to operate. Trading is no different. Trading losses are an inevitable part of the profit-making process in financial markets. Just like fixed costs in any business, you simply can't avoid them. Because, as we've already said, anything can happen in the market. There are no guarantees. Even with the best strategy in the world, losing trades will happen. Trying to avoid all losses is like trying to stop breathing. It's not only impossible, it's just silly. And when you fight this truth, every loss will feel personal. You'll get frustrated, blame yourself, or even start hating the market. That kind of mindset will kill your growth. So remember that. You can't completely prevent losses, but you can reduce their frequency by sticking to your system and optimizing it over time. And also, you can limit their size via strict risk management. For example, you can decide to never risk more than 1% of your total capital on a single trade. That way, even if you lose 10 trades in a row, you're only down 10%, not blown up completely. But your goal should never be to eliminate all losses. That's just not how this business works. You need to accept that losing trades are simply the cost of playing the game. Think of a professional poker player. They know they'll lose some hands. That's the price they pay to stay in the game. Their focus isn't on winning every single hand. It's on managing their bankroll and winning in the long run. They don't panic after one loss because they know it's just part of the process. And when you finally accept this idea, something amazing happens. The pressure lifts off your shoulders. You stop fearing losses. You stop reacting emotionally. And that frees you up to focus on what actually matters, executing your system properly. Lesson number 5, profit comes from the right mindset, not fancy tools. Every professional trader knows the difference between successful traders and everyone else isn't about secret strategies, multiple monitors, or magical indicators. Sure, those things might look impressive, but the real difference is in how they think. Successful traders have learned to think and act differently. They separate themselves from the average crowd of traders who usually lose money. Their mindset is completely different from that of an amateur trader. Let me give you 3 quick examples. Number 1. When most beginners see a trade going into loss, they widen their stop loss or remove it entirely, hoping the market will turn around and save them from getting stopped out. But that usually backfires. The loss gets bigger and bigger, like a snowball, dragging them closer to a margin call or even blowing their account. Successful traders? They respect their stop. When price hits their predefined stop level, they exit, even if it feels painful. They know that protecting capital is more important than hoping for a miracle. Number 2, when most beginners get a valid entry signal from their system, they hesitate. They think things like, should I really enter this one? Maybe I should wait a little longer. And then they miss the trade completely. But successful traders, they pull the trigger without second guessing. They trust their system because they've back-tested and forward-tested it thoroughly. Even if their gut says, maybe not. They follow logic, not emotion. They know consistency comes from flawless execution, not feelings. Number 3. When professional traders hit their max number of trades for the day, let's say their system says 3 trades per day max. Even if a perfect setup appears, they don't take it. Most beginners can't resist. They think, this is the best setup ever, I can't miss it. But pros, they stay disciplined. They trust their system more than their urges. They know the market will be there tomorrow, and opportunities always come back. These small decisions, these mindset shifts, are exactly what 90% of traders don't do. They act based on emotion, not logic. And even if you give them the best strategy in the world, they'll still lose in the end. Why? Because they'll keep interfering with their trades, making emotional decisions, breaking rules. But successful traders do the opposite. They manage their emotions and they operate with logic, structure, and discipline. They understand that real trading isn't about obsessing over charts all day. It's about working on your mindset. Because once your mindset is right, the profits follow. Success becomes the natural result, not the goal you're chasing. These were the 5 key lessons I've learned from studying legendary traders. And honestly, they've reshaped the way I think, act, and trade. But remember, knowledge is nothing without belief and action. These 5 lessons are your new trading foundation. So, don't just add them to your notes. Make them a part of who you are as a trader. That's where your journey to consistent profitability truly begins. Hope you found this video helpful. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video.